These are the most important choices you ever make. This is message 446, and this message is dedicated to James Badgley. Yesterday, I gave you a fill in the blank test. One word answered all 10 sentences, and that word was choices. Choices decide everything. Choices. We make a lot of choices in our lives, but are all choices equal? Some say college is the most important choice a person makes. Some say choosing what career path you make is the most important. I believe relationship choices are the most important. We like to think we're captains of our lives, but I am more and more convinced that the influence of others is more powerful than even our own choices. We must choose our relationships wisely. And I'm not talking about romantic relationships, although that's an important choice as well. A spouse will influence you, but in general, all the choices as to who we spend our time with are a big, big deal. Brian Johnson mentioned this experiment a couple weeks ago in one of his daily messages. By the way, if you're not subscribed to his daily plus ones, I recommend you do. He says scientists can bring people into a lab and ask them to pull a rope as hard as they can as they measure how hard they pull it. Then they put them in a group and ask them to all pull again. And guess what happens? On average, they don't pull as hard as when they're with other people as they did when they're by themselves. Isn't that interesting? They don't pull as hard when they're with other people as they did when they were by themselves. You know what scientists call that? They call it social loafing. Unfortunately, people tend to be a bit lazy with their individual effort when their individual effort is masked with a collective effort. That's the bad news. The good news? There's an antidote to social loafing. You know what it is? If the group of people see just one person who is clearly going all out, then the other people will work harder. I don't know if scientists have a term for that. I'd call it social excellence. Maybe it could be termed social arete. So here's the question. Do you have anyone in your life who is going all out? Here's a follow-up question. Are you that person in your relationship circles? Let's be the kind of person who brings out the best in those around us.